We're going live.
Yeah. I'm gonna print me one off.
I like printed stuff.
Are we starting?
We're getting ready.
Well, if anything, if the tournament's like any of the two playing games Tuesday night,
Right.
it's going to be worth watching.
We are
Not
live.
much then.
Okay, we're live. Good morning. Welcome to the March 19th meeting of the Raleigh County Commission. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, ready to get started here. Do you have any public comment? Seeing none, we'll go to commission comments. Commissioner Ford?
Okay, Monday afternoon, I did catch the new K-State head men's basketball coach, Casey Alexander's press conference via live stream. Thought that went pretty well. Kind of like the vision and direction he's laying out for the program. Just hope he's the guy that can facilitate it and get it done on behalf of Wildcat Nation. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge up front, but if you haven't noticed, his entire team's apparently entering the transport. So might want to check out Belmont on YouTube to see what maybe a team looks like next year. I don't know. Tuesday and Wednesday, I finally got back to my routine at work for what's basically the first time in a month. Kind of helps the fact as I continue to kind of learn some new things in a new department and a new role. So being gone for a while kind of knocked me out of rhythm, both physically and mentally. So I guess it kind of is what it is. Tuesday afternoon, I listened in on a National Association of Counties webcast discussing the United States Farm Bill, or as it's known, the Food, Farm, and National Security Act of 2026, which is being considered currently. Three major components discussed in the webinar was the nation's nutrition, which includes the SNAP and other food programs. Of course, SNAP is something that's facilitated here through the Riley County Health Department. The second one was commodities, includes income support for major crops in the country. And then lastly, conservation, which includes protection of natural resources. And of course, we work closely with the Soil Conservation Department, and there was discussions there too. Wednesday afternoon, I met with the Riley County Rural Economic Development Advisory Board, listened in on their goals for 26, which includes increasing the awareness of rural economic development, I should say. And of course, the existence of the Riley County Together 2040 comprehensive plan. They're going to continue work of coordination with the board here with quarterly meetings. I think the first one is next Thursday, I think, if it's on the agenda. Trying to support some rural revitalization as outlined in our comprehensive plan. Encourage incentives to draw people to Riley County, i.e. the Home in the Heartland grant through Make My Move as a prime example. Then had an open dialogue with the group myself, answered some questions, threw out some ideas and some thoughts. Then we had a full discussion on that Home in the Heartland grant. Going good. I'm really excited about that. Board membership and a regionalization update, as well as an update for the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce. Also on Wednesday, I did meet with Riley County Human Resources Director Elizabeth Ward to discuss a handful of pertinent items to Riley County, future direction we may be choosing to go, as well as some items, injunctions with the Human Resource Department itself. So certainly appreciated the department and had a good conversation. Last but not least, I stopped downtown, checked out the chamber and the offices. There's carpet in them. In the offices, there is. They got the baseboard up on it too. So yeah.
Furniture back in.
Yeah, and then they'll probably be able to complete the rest of it. So it's getting close. There were some people working up in the tiles doing some electrical work too. So I didn't interrupt them. I wanted to keep going, but yeah, it looks amazing.
Good.
So, yeah.
I was thinking about.
I mean, it's different to see a carpet sample and then see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks way modern.
Putting the herringbone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I lined it up really good.
Good.
So, yeah, I might want to go down and just check
Yeah.
that out and
Yeah.
walk around and reminisce, whatever it is that you need to do there. So, yeah. And so with that said, that's all I've got this morning.
Okay, Commissioner McKinnon.
All right, well, after Monday's meeting, I met with Elizabeth Ward to discuss the reorganization plans. After that, I attended a marathon law board meeting,
Oh, gosh.
2.5 hours. A lot of time was spent on what will be included in the budget, and one of the big items was breaking down the personnel costs. They broke it down into the number of positions and costs broken down by division, similar to what we do with the departments. And I talked to the finance manager and deputy director after the meeting. They said this was something I had suggested. They said it was a good exercise for them because it helped them better understand the organization, that it was a worthwhile effort. So that was good. I mean, I thought it was good. Now we can see where that is.
For this, I'm glad you did that. Thanks for doing that.
And then later I stopped by and talked to Corey for a while. Tuesday, I spent a lot of time looking into how other counties organized with a county administrator. And also had a couple of discussions with Elizabeth more on those things. Wednesday was the Juvenile Detention Center board meeting, approved the budget for next year and worked on some modifications to the employee handbook. Our meeting, because quarterly we move it around different places. We were in Ottawa County, which is nowhere near Ottawa. It's
Yeah.
it's north of Salina. So after the meeting, I went down to Salina and met with with the Saline County administrator to see how they operated. Got some good information from him. And then on the way back from Salina, I had a call from Russell and basically spent the whole trip on the way back talking about stuff. So had a busy few days. That's what I had.
Okay. Well, Monday afternoon, I was at the law board meeting also. Yeah, I won't go into a lot of things, but there was a lengthy discussion on budget and other proposals. The Aggieville lease station lease was discussed and sent back to the commission. It's going to be sent back to the commission for approval.
This
Lease
morning's
will start in January 2027. So and then the rest of it, Commissioner McKinley covered well. So that later that evening, I took several remaining temporary easements to a property owner in Keats. And she was going to get 2 of them signed and hopefully back by the first part of next week. So we're getting there, almost there, I think. Tuesday, spent time in my office going over the various county reorganization issues. I met up with some friends in the afternoon. Stayed home in the evening. I wasn't really feeling up to celebrating St. Patrick's Day, but I guess there's a big parade on Saturday. So.
Yeah. In the heat. In the heat.
In the heat,
So-
yeah, ladies, yeah, that's typical parade time. Wednesday, I had a dental appointment, 6 months checkup. Several teeth have to be worked on in the next couple months, but other than that, looked pretty good. So Wednesday afternoon, I reviewed today's agenda and documents. Continue to work on paperwork for my taxes. Quite a week. No. Okay, well, seeing nothing else, let's move on to business.
First up, the motion on KDOT cost share program application, spring of 2026.
Anything we need to know, Evan?
So same application as last year.
Okay.
Very competitive program, so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It's quite.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the cost share program application.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the KDOT cost share program construction reimbursement grant application. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any commissioner need a motion on letter of support for Keith's materials donation?
Ours should hopefully be pretty straightforward, but just if you have any questions or comments, just here to answer those for you.
Final question says that, that where does this program, first of all, where does this program come from that somebody might donate pipe? Is that
So a couple of the Keats residents reached out completely on their own to JM Eagle. It's a company out of California, but they have, places all over because the closest is Nebraska, where the materials would come from. They completely on their own reached out. They had some conversations amongst themselves. And then Wayne reached out to me to kind of ask if this was even feasible. And so we've been talking with legal and public works and of course BG consultants. And as I mentioned in the car, there's a few things to work out, but if folks want to donate materials, we will find a way to
Sure.
make it happen. So.
Yeah, what is that's like over $1 million, right?
No, Sam was thinking somewhere in the $100,000.
Oh, okay, because I'm looking at,
But we don't know that for sure, of course, until, we would get that information from JM. And then if it does pan out, because of course we're moving forward with the bids, if it does pan out, it'll just be a change order, where it would be just deducted from the contractor's bid.
interesting.
And there'd be a little bit to work out because that might not be who the contractor used. His bid might be
Right.
higher or lower.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out what the contractor has in it and then coordinate it with the
Absolutely.
thing, because they might have used someone different.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's working hard to get more money.
Things keep falling from the sky for Keats, so
Yeah.
we will do our best to take it.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know if it's gonna pan out or not, but just when we had our staff discussion last week, we thought it wouldn't hurt for you folks, if you're supportive of it, to support, to submit a letter of support for the donation.
No, it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
Definitely.
$100,000 or so is still $100,000 or so. I mean, still kind of tightens up the cost on it. So,
Yep.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, I'd move to approve signing the letter of support for possible PVC sewer pipe donation from JM Eagle for the Keats project.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve signing the letter of support for possible PVC sewer pipe donation from JM Eagle for the Keats Sewer District. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Please sign.
And of course, I'll keep you apprised when I hear anything.
Okay.
Looks like we got a pretty good stack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include that.
No, I meant, that's what I was looking at is the
Oh.
Keats bids.
Oh,
Looks like
yeah.
we got
Yeah.
quite a few bids, which
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Uh,
Oh, good.
Nice.
That's good.
Good
That's a
sign.
good sign.
Good sign. Not horrible.
Feels like there's another one. There's on two.
We need a motion to approve commercial lease agreement with Midtown Land Company, June Bill substation for CPD.
Any discussion on that or questions?
The one comment that the law board was before, I guess it had a 3% per year increase, and now it's the CPI. They said, could we make it the CPI with a 3% limit? And I should have said something. Until I was looking at the notes for today's, I forgot that they had said that. That I don't know if,
Take that back, see.
I don't know if anybody else was interested in that or not.
Yeah, you're gonna have those years where it's very much so inflated, and those years where it's not. Then you're kind of stuck with it past that.
But like I said, he said CPI, but with a maximum of 3% a year. So.
Well, if that's what the law
I
board.
mean, our CPI typically stays under 3%
Yeah.
for the most part, but you have those years like right after COVID where it goes up to 7 or 8%. That's a pretty hefty increase there in 1 year or 2 years for
Yeah, I
anybody.
hate to see that, so maybe we should send it back for that 3%, see what they say. Or maximum
Okay.
3%. Let's see how they. Let's, cause who knows what's.
Do we need to make a motion? Consensus is okay on that?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But you'll get it to Jacob that way we'll look at it.
Just for some clarification, the board just wants to get rid of the increase times CPI,
Yeah.
No, keep the CPI, but with a top limit of 3%.
the cap at 3%.
Yeah. And I thought I should have brought that back Monday, and I had too many other things going on.
Didn't have a chance to discuss it at the law board meeting. That was gonna happen later too, so that's all right.
Make that motion, the letter, to sign the letter in support of industrial business park.
Sky Vale. Kyle,
Hmm?
this interested stakeholder, holder.
Yeah, that's the project that Darren Solden was talking about.
Oh, is, it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't-
They're not making any decisions on an actual project. It's just drawing up support for the communities, businesses that we're showing some interest.
We're not promising tax abatements yet.
Right.
That will come.
She said they're not.
They're not,
This-
Really?
Yes.
yeah.
I remember talking about it.
Good.
Don't know all the details specifically yet, but yeah, I think they're making a full-on investment.
Good.
Just need the critical infrastructure and stuff to make it work.
Get some new roads in.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
our potential investment would be if it needs road improvements, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, like we did with the original industrial park.
it'd be like, what, 3/4 of a mile or something is what we were discussing, so it wouldn't be much. I'll go ahead then and make a motion to approve the BOCC letter of support for the project Skyvale.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to sign the letter of support for the industrial business park. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign. And new hire EMT in this ambulance, Caitlin Martinez, new hire traffic control tech, public works, Stephen Bartle, new hire volunteer firefighter, fire district 1, Joshua Guerrero, new hire volunteer firefighter, fire district 1.
Well, I'd move to approve the Riley County employee action forms.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve the employee action forms. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign.
So 6 or 7
Is it on TV?
plus
Okay. Yeah.
It is on TV.
that ESPN plus. Put it on here, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it was 6, but
Is that you?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they win it by home again Sunday.
Oh.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
A second,
Right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll and accounts payable for March 20th, 2026. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
So,
Well, we're getting more out here all the time.
yeah,
We're supposed to be one.
yeah, nice.
Anything?
Either.
A motion to approve the minutes as written from the March 16th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
Second,
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes the Board of County Commissioners from the March 16th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then agendas with commissioners.
Good.
Any items for next press conference? Yeah, Mr. Isaac at 9 o'clock.
6:30 is the game.
No, good.
Rich, Elizabeth, can I talk to you guys for a second?
Yeah, it's on ESPN Plus.
You get that. Thing, so. There's one good thing about it, we look, I'm not a biggest fan.
What's it? It's-
More separate meetings and I can give information on the polymer systems popped up. It really pissed off.
Amanda, have you heard anything from Moran's office? Anything back?
So I have. So. Short answer is no.
No.
Sort of, no, I mean, when I was in that, sort of.
Yes.
Sort of maybe.
Basically, what it sounds like is they're working on, EPA is working on things at the state level, like these, kind of similar to what Representative Bloom had shared. They're kind of figuring out what we need to do essentially, and not just us, for any of these, congressionally just, and I can't say those words. The directives that
Yeah.
that Senator Moran did, so they're still trying to kind of figure out what any of us need to do.
Oh.
So hopefully within the next few weeks, we'll have. Yeah, but they have my contact information, they know it's me, that they need to.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
to and let me know what it is.
Just all this money seems to be.
There's so much money floating around there, in the sky. We're trying.
How do we get this?
It's mythical.
Yeah.
$1 'cause it's-
There's $1 million flying around in the air somewhere. How do we get that?
Yeah. We've heard from them, if that makes sense, but just not how.
And well, good. So it's actually.
Something is happening, yes, just, yeah.
Good.
Just, I'm still kind of waiting for the, what exactly. Very good things. Not all the information, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we've done enough applications. Okay, good. Thanks for the update. Just. I can tell people are always happy when they open the door and see us. Trees on that. How they gonna build a
I'm also
house?
getting a print notification that
This
this,
can knock down trees, they have equipment to do that.
There's cedars, looks like there's ravines too. Might be an interesting.
me a notification that it's unloaded. John, how you doing? Just give me another side, but I know.
Morning.
Sign. Just looking at this site.
Uh, On behalf of Casper Ridge LLC, Brett Deem, who's in attendance this morning, made an application with Riley County Planning and Development requesting to rezone an unplatted tract of land from AG Agricultural District SF1 Single Family Residential in order to build a house. This subject property is generally located approximately 1,360 feet northeast, the intersection of Rosencutter Road and Molman Road, and approximately 312 feet west of Rosencutter in Manhattan Township. The subject property, as mentioned in the description, is a 15.2 acre landlocked unplatted tract zoned to AG Agricultural District. The site does not border the city limits, but it's in the Manhattan Urban Service Area. The subject site has never been developed, but was once used as a rock quarry several years ago. The old quarry haul route that supported the operation is now a private driveway that crosses a neighboring unplatted tract via an existing travel easement. The applicant wishes to eventually build a home on the site, but since the home will not be used as part of an agricultural operation, he needs to rezone the property in order to do so. The existing travel easement for the property is allowed. However, the change to residential use will result in the property being subject to the driveway standards to the unincorporated area of Raleigh County, Kansas. As mentioned, the property is currently zoned AG Agricultural District and has been zoned agricultural since approximately 1958. There are no variances, conditional uses, or special uses associated with the site. Riley County Fire District Number 1 will serve the site. The nearest county fire station is the Hunters Island Fire Station located at 1314 Collins Lane. Its subject site is located within 5 road miles of a fire station. There are 2 unnamed first order streams that cross the property trending from northwest to southeast that will require 50-foot buffers, zone 1, measured horizontally and perpendicularly from the banks of each stream. These buffer zones are subject to the standards set forth in section 6.3 riparian buffer of the Riley County Land Development Regulation. The request was reviewed with the Manhattan Urban Area Comprehensive Plan. It's within that jurisdiction. Future land use map indicates that the subject site is projected for low to medium residential. The proposed use of the property will remain low density, single family residential and open space. According to table 3-1, land use category definitions, low to medium residential includes a mix of low to medium density housing types in a neighborhood setting. Analysis is the request is in conformance with the comprehensive plan. As per the development guidance system, a land evaluation site assessment was also completed to test the appropriateness of rezoning from agricultural to non-ag residential. According to the final score of the Lease, the subject property achieved 4,980 points, which is good for strong for development. No bonus points were factored into the analysis. This is the site plan. Typically, a site plan is not required with a rezoning petition unless the proposed zoning is a plan unit development. The applicant felt that it would be helpful for you to visualize how he plans on developing the site. It also shows the existing entrance, driveway, and improvements to the driveway serves the property. By submitting this to staff, it allowed the rural fire to offer suggestions to allow better access and maneuverability for emergency responders. The site plan also illustrates the substantial clearing of cedar trees, creating a defensible space for wildfires. Much of the clearing has already been completed by the applicant. So prior to the public hearing, I just wanted to pass this along. Staff received a correspondence via email from the neighboring property owner. She expressed concerns that the proposed rezoning is not good for the area and could lead to uncontrolled development in the area. She asked that the decision makers deny the request. Passing that along. On March 2nd, the Manhattan Urban Area Planning Board heard the request and unanimously forwarded a recommendation of approval to the Board of County Commissioners based on reasons listed in the staff report. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners approve the request to rezone the subject property from AG Agricultural District to SF1 Single Family Residential, as it has been determined that the request is in general conformance with the rules and objectives of the comprehensive plan and the development guidance system. That's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to field those for you.
How would it be uncontrolled development?
Because they're not allowed. to
Those were
build-
her words, sir.
This is to allow one resident,
house,
right? It's not allowed, I mean, you'd have to come back.
And you went
again
through
to
a
divide it up.
process. That's a controlled process. Okay, I just.
But also,
I think it's-
if you look at the contours, there isn't any place else to build a house on that
Mhm.
site.
Very
There's
difficult.
definitely uncontrolled receivers.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, that road up to the hill is gonna be a challenge.
It is. Meet the standards. The
Yeah, I
applicant
mean,
has
I'm
been-
not saying it won't be done, but I've looked at the contour thing
Oh, yeah.
on our GIS. It's a tough, which would be neat. I mean, I'm sure it's a nice view up there, but it's gonna be a challenge getting up there.
The applicant said he's been working on it already, and he's been working with rural fire, kind of off base
Mhm.
here, you know. And just to get to where they feel they're comfortable with the driveway and how it will work. And of course, that determination still has to be made that it meets that standard.
There's one site location, the enlarged one, that shows let's see, it's on page, whatever it is. Anyway, it shows a parking area, a big parking area.
Oh, you mean the
Picture
site
of the
plan?
cleared area.
The cleared area, that spot up there that says parking.
Parking?
What kind of parking is that for?
The applicant is here if you would like to.
Yeah, we're back now.
You need to
Is that
kind
right,
of-
parking on there?
Yeah,
You need to come up here, we'll
Come up here.
get
Thank you.
recorded. Thank you.
Oh, we should have put that word on there.
My name is Brett Dean. I am a local architect for Junction Manhattan, been most of my life, so. That area right now is a flat area plateau that actually, that's where I park my tractor and stuff right now, up in there. So I'm using that as a personal parking area to go to the other spaces, so. That's all that is.
Oh,
So
okay,
this,
yeah.
it's not gonna
You're
be.
planning on having big parties?
No. Honestly, it's gonna be for, yeah, tractor, trucks, and whatever. Okay, that's all that is. Not paved or anything.
Do you anticipate, probably, since there was a rock quarry there, there's probably a lot of rock. How, do you anticipate any problems with you putting in lateral fields and your septic?
No, I've already had them out. We've already dug and drilled, and so we've selected areas and it's been tested all right and approved for a standard fields going in. Yep. So we've already looked at that. This area up here is kind of on top where you don't have the rocks in there. The rocks kind of go down, if I may. That side over there, the downtown road, is where that rock quarry used to be and down around the hill. So right in that area, it's, the soils are tested positive, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we've tested it, we've witched it.
Yeah, good.
The whole 9 yards on there, so.
Now that road that up on the top right, that road that comes down,
At the angle,
yeah,
Mhm.
is that for the fire department or what is?
that was a pathway that was already there
Okay.
way back, when they had the quarry and everything. That's where they went. So that's already been, the base was there. So it's just been a matter of clearing it out and, bringing a road back.
This could be your new driveway.
Yes, that's the access.
That'll have to Be up to standards for fire trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already had them out to look at the facility preliminary. And so we've driven it and kind of looked at certain things on there. Yeah. So, and they felt at this time, and I don't want to throw anybody under, But at this time verbally, they felt that, yeah, we're doing pretty well with it. And there are some areas, you know, that bump and go because actually we have some limestone ledges up there. But even with that in there right now, he felt he could get up there, no problem. So, and I don't really want to misquote him or anything.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're working towards it. Absolutely.
Interesting site, but,
It's
Gonna
kind of
take
a
a long
lost
time.
land up in there.
yeah. Looks like we got a good sized house there too,
Eh,
with a deck.
Fun, let's just say fun.
Any other questions?
Nope,
Okay, thank you.
thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the request to rezone the subject property from agricultural district to single family residential and approve the associated development site plan.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to rezone the property from AG agriculture to single family as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign. Time to register for your commissioners annual.
Yes,
Do all of you want to go to that?
No, I just got it today. When is it?
22nd.
22nd. Hutchinson, City of Hutchinson, USA.
I may have a conflict. I've got to go home and check the calendar. I think
Okay.
I had somewhere else. I didn't know about this.
I don't know for sure. I just got that today, so I'll have to look and see.
Check with you.
Yeah.
Dawn?
Yes.
It's in Hutchinson and to the 24th. What was it? 22nd.
They moved it back to Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
Used to be Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Why are they splitting the days? So you don't have to spend the night? It's a lot.
It's only been 3 days.
Yeah, about 2.5. Yeah.
22nd.
2 nights.
2 nights, yeah,
So, how many nights you want? Or,
both.
so it'd be Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, come back on Friday, yeah.
Okay, and you said you would contact you to see.
Okay, do we have an agenda on that? I just got that. for this.
No, last check, they were still working on
Yeah.
summarizing it.
There's no agenda.
Okay. So I got that.
This just,
Haven't had a chance to look at it.
No.
I saw the list. I thought that was what Jen was just.
Visual management.
Sure.
Good, all right. Good morning again, Commissioners. Amanda Webb, Planning Director. Here, Jana Williams is also here from the Flint Hills Regional Council. We have a presentation prepared if you'd like. But everything is in your packet, the information. It has to do with the Flint Hills Regional Tabletop exercise. You'll remember a few years ago, we as in the Flint Hills Regional Council and neighboring communities did the military installation resiliency plan with Matrix, who is also going to be the consultant chosen for this tabletop exercise. So basically, with that plan and then the other emergency and hazard mitigation plans we have around, they're now going to do the tabletop exercise, which invites the same participants from around the region to be a part of that and actually experience kind of, an actual scenario. So again, everything's in your packet. Really what we're here for to gauge if you folks want to participate in that. Both myself, Russell, and a few other folks a few years ago, we participated when they did the resiliency plan. So it would be, those same folks again, emergency services, planning, development, those folks who would be involved. You can see there that depending on the number of jurisdictions that are involved would cost, change the cost to each location, but it shouldn't be more than the $833 per jurisdiction depending. So again, everything's in there, and I don't know if Jana and Kent's here as well. If you have any specific questions for them or want to take a look at their presentation or any discussion on that. Or if either of you had, Jana or Ken, if you had anything you wanted to add outside of what's in the car, so.
Yeah.
Good morning, I'm Jana Williams from the Flint Hills Regional Council. I just wanted, Amanda, expressed everything that we had in the packet. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on this grant. So we received funding from the Office of Local Defense Community Cooperation, which is under the Department of Defense. And we have a installation readiness grant with them. And so we get non-competitive funding. And that is to assist communities to work with nearby installations, to plan, enhance infrastructure, and implement measures that contribute to maintaining or improving a military installation's readiness. And some of the previous projects that we've done with this grant is to create the joint land use study and the update. And as Amanda said, the military installation resiliency study. And also before that, we did an acoustic study where they determined the noise boundary for the region around Fort Riley, and also some construction mitigation standards to implement as well. This year, we were awarded in late October for our 2026-2027 grant. It's an 18-month grant, and the scopes are comprehensive plans for the city of Riley, Milford, and Wamego, and a joint plan for Junction City and Geary County. It's also going to fund engineering design for Riley Avenue and Ogden, which the budget on that is about $675,000. And the tabletop exercise with Matrix Design Group, who was selected by a committee of the counties, the NPO and FHRC in January, and that's a budget of $100,000. So we got a total of about 1.4 million, and it is a 90-10 match. So we are paying 10%, and obviously the regional council cannot pay 10% on 1.4 million. So the communities and from those scopes are paying for it, and that's why we have devised this flat rate fee for the tabletop exercise. Just with that, and that's really all I wanted to add.
Is it so much per person that attended, or so much per county and city?
Yeah, yes, per county or city, we just made it a flat rate, so it's even across the board for everybody. We didn't base it on population, and so we don't think it will. It will not exceed the minimum of 12 participants. So we have approximately 10 now, so I have 3 more to hear from. So in good shape.
So are you talking about the whole county of Raleigh or just the town of Raleigh?
So
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, well.
For
yeah,
the tabletop, I'm just
Contact
asking
people, yeah.
Riley County to their participation.
Well, I can say probably for what we're paying, if we're getting back money for the engineer design alone on Riley Avenue, that's worth the payment right there.
That's true.
Um. That's gonna be a 10-12 million dollar project by the time it's all said and done.
We are very excited they agreed to do that. this year.
Yeah,
They had never done that before with engineering design, so we're
Yeah.
really excited.
and that's really been the hangup. I mean, we've got avenues, I think, past that to actually get that done, but we gotta get this part of it done first, and it's been a snag.
So what we need from you today, or me, basically is,
Okay.
again, if you are in support of it, letting us know that, and then designating a point of contact for the county. And then what we'll do, we'll get the MOU that you can see in the MOA, I think it's called this one, in your packet. We'll bring that back. Again, if you folks are in support of it, I'll get it turned around for Monday's business meeting, so you can actually sign it.
Okay. Oh, I see the motion there. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It says designated contact person, would that be you?
If that's, yeah, that's who you want it to be.
Well,
It's up to you guys.
because you said what, before it'd been you and Russell,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
is that really who it is? Usually planning and
Yeah.
emergency
emergency
management?
services.
I figure since you're a special projects director, this is
And-
special.
Yeah.
It's a generic term, but it works every time.
Big umbrella.
Throw everything in there.
Okay,
And that's of course perfectly fine, because Jan and I communicate all the time, so
okay,
And,
good.
that's not a
and
problem.
when is this gonna happen?
Sometime in July.
Okay.
I don't think we have a set date yet.
I think
Their time.
we might want to have Russell and Dave there.
Or probably Dave for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Russell has some history on it.
Yeah.
too, but-
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve participation in the Flint Hills Regional Council's regional tabletop exercise. Designate a contact person and direct staff to complete the memorandum of agreement and bring it back for official signature at a future meeting.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve participation in the Flint Hills Regional Council and regional tabletop exercise as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now, Like, and then show you that, so.
I noticed.
Special projects covers a lot.
Special projects director.
Oh. Oh, yeah, let me go get my go get my letter opener, yeah, but wear it out today.
I don't. Yeah.
Brandon, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have about 30 seconds. Do you think so?
That old, yeah.
Okay, well, we're ready to get started on this page.
Yes, so we do have a bid opening for the Keats Sanitary Sewer Benefit District Improvement Project. And let me just say, I can't believe we're actually here. I think this has only been, what, 14 years in the making or something close to that? So, phew, this is a day of all days, to say the least. And it looks like we have a total of 5, so it looks like we'll have a good competitive bid. So another good thing, yeah. The first one I have is from Smoky Hill LLC. This is out of Salina, Kansas. Second here. Okay. Attachments here, let's see. And I see a subtotal, anyways, what it says, of $825,060.
That's a subtotal.
That's what it says. I'm gonna keep rolling through here. Then the rest of the collection system is showing. Tell you what, let's just. Take you to the whole thing here. Couple other subtotals. Okay. Actual base bid is $4,927,000. $737.70.
Okay. Um,
There's 4 different addendum dates on there. And kind of listed through February through March. And that's all I'm seeing.
Okay, February of 27.
You said February through March, the 4 addendums.
Yeah, there's 4 different ones.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's good. There's something I missed on there. You didn't catch it.
Okay. This bid's from Smoky Hill LLC, and there is a bid bond attached.
Missed that too.
Mm. Pieces for.
Yeah.
Total, the base bid, $4,927,737.70. And 4 addendums.
Second one I have is out of J&K Contracting LLC. This is out of Junction City. See where the bid bond is on here, but I'm sure there is one. 4 addendums on this one as well.
So what about the addendums? Do you know what are the addendums? I don't understand that.
That's additions that were made after the first set of plans went out. Any revisions or an addendum.
Where are the addendums? Okay,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't give us start date, does it, anywhere?
Oh, didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything on that. I think you'll have to see what the bid project is and then work on that. I'm looking through it here though. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Okay, that said though, I'll get to the total bid is $4,752,334.
This bid from J&K Contracting in Junction. Lots of items.
Yeah.
And the total bid, $4,752,334.
was the same as the last one. It's interesting.
Same as heat engineer's estimate. Let's see if there's anything about dates in there. There is a bid bond.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Addendums attached.
Okay, third one I have is from Buyer Construction. That is here in Manhattan. Okay, bid bond is up front.
Now, who is this? I'm sorry.
Buyer Construction.
Buyer.
Different names here. Four addendums on this one as well. And base bid I'm seeing here is 3,774,073.90.
Bid from buyer. Bid bond attached. Addendums. Total bid $3,774,073.90.
Yeah, there's quite a bit there. Next one I've got is from Bennett Incorporated out of Lamar, Missouri. Bid bond is included. Four addendums on this one as well. Base bid I'm seeing here is $5,940,123 even.
Bid from Bennett
Yeah.
Inc. For addendums. No, it's total bid $5,940,123.
The last here I got is actually not a bid, it's the engineer's estimate, and that's coming from.
And it doesn't want to be low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better nominate.
More good than that.
The bottom page.
Okay, their total base bid estimate is 4,307,618 even. Paperclip.
The engineer's estimate, 4,307,618.
So we didn't have, Brian, did we have any start dates on any of these? That I didn't see any, but was there anything specified?
So in the bidding documents, we allow for an early start and a late start, and I don't remember those off the top of my head, but I think the late start is like August 17th. So the contractor is able to choose a start date, and we did that so we'd have more flexibility, more interest in the project, hopefully better competition.
That's August this year.
But they could start earlier,
They could start earlier.
and that's something that, you know, as we go through the bids and check all the bids and make sure everything's right, we'll start having those conversations.
Okay, thank you.
And how many working days do they have, or calendar days?
Yeah.
It's like 14 months.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, there is some equipment that takes a while. to get.
Oh, yeah.
Station, but we have to double book.
any other questions?
Mhm. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a motion then to send the bids back to relevant staff for further analysis and recommendation.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to refer the bids back to staff for evaluation and recommendations. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
I'll get move to recess as the Board of County Commissioners and convene as the Board of Health.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to recess as Board of County Commissioners and reconvene as the Board of County Health. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good morning. I'm Breva Spencer and I'm the interim public health clinic and Family Services Manager, and I'm here today to request to fill a public health nurse position. This position will be maintained in the public health clinic. And we recently, as you know, had the maternal child health nurse position vacancy due to retirement. And an internal hire is interested in the position. And so that position is being transferred over to MCH, which will leave the public health clinic position open and vacant. So we will have a transition period, and Elizabeth wanted me to point that out. It's a great opportunity to have the person that's in clinic train the new hire, hopefully, and kind of get them up to speed before they move over to MCH. So we're going to use that time to train them and hopefully kind of get them ready to go, depending on the recruitment timeline. So hopefully if we can hire quickly and get someone in the position, then we can get that done more expeditiously. So my recommendation is for approval to fill the vacant public health nurse position. Do you have any questions or?
Mm. Good. Go ahead and then make a motion to approve to fill the vacant public health nurse position in the Riley County Health Department.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve the request to fill the vacant public health nurse position in the health department. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
It's about who's 950.
I wonder if they're aware that we're here, not the other location.
I don't
I
know.
was trying to remember.
I think he's been.
There they are.
Oh,
I think he's been here.
This,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think they did.
yeah.
Of course, hopefully everybody's gonna have to get used to it to change again soon, hopefully.
When's that going to be, John?
April 1st.
Well, you can say that for April 1st, because that could be April Fool.
I know, I saw that yesterday.
Go over to it.
Removing the other car. Or moving furniture.
Right.
Good.
So April 1st. Or wait, hold on. We'll say April 6th.
Kind of like April Fool's Day.
Well, but it's not a Thursday, it's not a Thursday, it's a Wednesday. We can have an open house or something.
Well, we should have an open house.
I agree.
Groundbreaking, well, we
I
can't have
agree.
a groundbreaking. but-
Ribbon cutting.
Yeah, a ribbon cutting. Yeah,
There's your next assignment, Don.
I was curious on one thing. They said something about window coverings.
I have a.
Okay,
They aren't, the window coverings that we thought were going to do the pull down and really lift. They said those were really expensive.
You mean the split ones?
Yeah.
yeah,
It would just be a savings.
that's fine.
Can't remember what the number on bring that was. Thursdays.
Okay.
But. Yeah, I don't know if we still wanted to. I haven't worked out, so. Individual off the one.
I would-
The whole room.
I'd prefer to do the whole thing and.
There's not even a motion and we need to go
Oh.
to the next stuff.
We can tell if we're antsy on this. I'm going to make a motion to recess as the Board of County Health, and reconvene as the Board of County Commission.
Second.
As we moved and seconded to recess as Board of Health and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. All in favor?
Aye.
Yours, Scott, you're up.
Morning.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity and it's the quarterly kind of update on our initiatives. Leading off and primarily speaking, what we're focusing on for our representation. Let me back up a bit. Scott Boos with the Be Able Community Center. I've got Jared Guerin here. He's the operations director as well. The focus of our updating and whatnot is related to our housing program. That's the initiative that we really want to focus on, and we feel the importance of that is very significant. It's also unique for this Manhattan community, and that's kind of what we want to showcase is the uniqueness and the depth of launching this type of program. And so over the past couple months, significant changes and just additions have happened. And so that's kind of what we can recap right here.
So just kind of bring us back a little bit. May of 2025 is when we launched. We launched with just a handful of guys in one of our properties. Since then, we've got all 3 properties up and running that'll provide a total of 24 beds for men. And the reason for just men right now is as we were doing our initial planning, women were for sure on our radar and in our heart. However, having men and women in such close proximity with each other created more problems than it helped. And so our plan over the next year is to launch a women's program in some capacity at a different location. So, but since then, got all 3 properties up and running, doing great. We have our housing director. His name is Chad Warmstadt. He comes out of a similar background 20 years ago when he was coming out of incarceration. He had somebody who invested in him, gave him a place to stay, helped him get on track with housing, and now he wants to do that for other guys as well, which is it's phenomenal. He has a great heart for it. So we've learned quite a bit. We meet weekly with our housing advisory team to talk about what things we can make better, what are some potential issues that we're coming across. What are some of the I don't know, the biggest
Sure. Yeah, so where are the guys coming from? They're coming from various angles, and also the demographic makeup is across the board. Young men that are growing out of their family home, but they too need guidance. There's senior aged level individuals through the local streets. They're homeless and they're approaching us with a need like this. They're coming from the emergency shelter. Also, our team goes into the jails weekly, and we're developing kind of case management plans and meeting with individuals soon to be released. Another initiative is we're also going into the Pot County Jail soon, which is an eye opener. We were approached by them to offer something similar that what we're doing in the Riley County Jail. So the men are coming from all angles. So the depth of who these guys are, it's hard to explain. There is 2 individuals, once they were accepted into the housing program, they were diagnosed with cancer. They had some health issues and just without health insurance, things like that. We were able to encourage them to get that looked at, get that checked into, and lo and behold, they've got cancer. So then it comes to, well, what do we do with that? You know, we don't have necessarily like a policy for this guy who has to break curfew because he's in a medical appointment in Kansas City as a follow-up. So it's extreme orchestration to rally volunteers, which we've done to get these guys to their medical appointments, which are vital, and making sure that they're addressing their needs that way. Mental health is another component. We've built strong bridges of support, collaboration with Pawnee Mental Health and Kanza Community Health Clinic as well, because they're the experts related to this. Pretty much bolstering the guardrails for these gentlemen. When we think of the mental health world, it is vital that they maintain their not so much compliance, but their willingness, their follow-up appointments, their medication, all of that has to be, you have to get in front of these issues. And we've created such a solid structure where we can see when an individual is off their track or off their plan. Not even a weekly, but almost a daily visibility. That's what our program has, that daily focus on these guys in need.
Yep. So part of our program, it's far from a free ride. We call it supportive housing. And that's getting back on their feet. Some of the commitment we require is employment. We want each man, unless there's a disability of some sort, to be into full-time employment. We ask that they provide $130 a week towards their housing and that program dues to help underwrite the cost. We ask that they are active in recovery. We have weekly UA testings and that require a sober living commitment. We found we see a lot of high risk, high reward type of people, and we've been seeing a lot of reward. Tell me a little bit about Gary this past week.
Sure, yeah. We just celebrated our third graduate of the program. And a graduate means that when we took them in, they were willing to undergo the program requirements and follow through with our identified commitment. And then ultimately, once they successfully complete those requirements and are able to secure a full-time lease opportunity, which is the goal, that next step, someone like Gary, who completed all of that, completed parole requirements and everything from his life, they're ready to go and to be launched into that next step of their life. Gary, he's a 60-year-old gentleman who his daughter just had her first child. So Gary's now a grandpa, and he is moving in with the daughter and his grandchild, and he's going to provide that grandpa support for them as well. But his life is now in order, and he couldn't be more grateful for that opportunity. So Gary, he was reverse it. He was released from prison to nothing, but he was bound to the Riley County area and couldn't qualify for his own type of housing due to background check, due to financial instability, things like that. So we gave him that opportunity, and he met the challenge, and he's doing awesome.
So the next couple months, right now we're in the middle of getting our program accredited. When we first began a little over a year ago, Jacob Clark, he's the clinic supervisor of Riley County Health Department. He said, as you guys begin, use the NARR standard, the National Alliance for Recovery Residences standard. And he said, I don't know if accreditation is in your future or not, but it's a good framework to launch this program from. So over the past couple months, we've been doing all the legwork and all the policy writing and getting that submitted. And over the next month, I hope to be fully accredited with all three houses through the NARR. So that's something we're really excited about, and we're going to celebrate. What's coming up on next Saturday?
That's approaching.
Yeah.
Next Saturday, we have an open house available.
28th.
28th, you all are invited to take a look. It's at 10:30 on that Saturday morning. To take a walk through the property, set your eyes on it yourself and see what these houses look like. You'll have the chance to meet some of the homies who are in the program, hear directly from them. It's a naming dedication as well for 4 entities that were vital and crucial that helped us give or they jump-started the program through their contribution, the Phil Howe Family Foundation, Frontier Property Development Group, Caroline Pine Foundation, and the Marvin Robinson Family Foundation as well. They provided that initial kind of help to get this program off and running.
Yeah. From when to when?
What Saturday from 10:30 is when we'll kind of make the declarations, and then house tours shortly to follow, and then food and fun down at the Be Able Center at 1 o'clock maybe.
Yeah, and the entire dedication probably around 15 minutes.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. That's good. All of this kind of, it dovetails. These short durations, it's hard to be pithy with the elaboration that we undertake. We describe the accreditation, we describe the program details, meaning to legitimize this program. It's not a willy-nilly type of thing. We do put a lot of forethought and planning into this. It coincides with our overall phase 2 plan that we're going to implement down at the Be Able Center main campus, where we're implementing an education center or education room meant for workforce readiness and employee development, where we're going to create a classroom and teach the skills, because we can get people jobs. We can get the guys in our housing program jobs, but they keep losing jobs, not just from us, but just across it's almost like a national phenomenon. And what we've identified some life skills, some character development skills, things like that to implement to these people in our community. Our hope, and we have a pretty good feeling about this. If we can reinforce these and get these individuals in that classroom and that teaching setting, they're going to be more employable for the Manhattan community. And I'm trying to picture that date. Later this year, there's going to be the remodeling, and it'll be ready to go by the end of this year.
Should be.
Yeah.
I'd love to open it up for any questions you guys might have.
Don't have anything.
You're doing a great job. Thank you.
I'll try to stop by for the open
Yeah.
house.
We'd love it.
Yeah.
We'd love it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Daniel. Oh, good.
Time to finally break up the short sleeves again.
Yeah.
That's the way, yes.
After having to wear a coat on Monday. Oh, yeah.
All right, good morning, everyone. Today we got a couple things that I want to talk about that are coming up in the next week or so, just kind of heads up, along with something that already happened this month. First off, last time I teased about the grant writing workshop, and that officially is next week. I've actually been bringing up the department head meetings, and we have several people from Riley County attending it, which I'm really excited for. We're bringing this just because we thought it was something that was in need in our community, i.e., like the group just left and others that are in need of grants. This is a great opportunity where they come and learn what it takes to be a grant writer from an entry beginner level. So on March 31st, our Riley County Extension Office is hosting this grant writing workshop from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m. As stated, this workshop is designed to help local organizations, volunteers, community members learn how to write successful grants. And for this, we're bringing in Nancy Daniels. She's a community vitality specialist with K-State Extension. She has been doing this for years. She's retiring in July. And so we are getting her before she leaves because she is the best person I know for this. The goal is that those that are attending it will be able to walk out, be able to write successful grants to help Riley County, help their community, and help with their organization. Folks are still able to sign up for this by March 23rd. And so, like I say, it's coming right up. We're excited to have folks. And I will point out on a side note, caveat, that this is one thing that I love about being part of Extension is we have our resources in our office, the agents we have, but being part of this K-State network, we're able to bring great people like Nancy Daniels in to do the supplementary programming and bring in the other experts that we have access to as well. So we're super excited to have her coming in. And last time I also teased about an upcoming event was the professional meal etiquette. I put some pictures in there on the next page. So earlier this month, John Job and our 4-H ambassador leaders did have the leadership and training group, which is our middle schoolers, have their professional meal etiquette class, which I love that we got 23 4-H youth to come to a meal etiquette class, have a meal of, I think they had like chicken nugget meal. So it's still fun on Sunday. The K-State professor of hospitality, Dr. Kevin Roberts, taught the class. We had 23 youth attending. Kevin worked on attendees on dining skills, including tinsel usage, dish passing, and conversation starters. And I think this was a great event for the middle school youth. There's many mailer pictures. They all looked like they loved it. And although I don't want to say we're better than all the other 4-H groups in the state, I feel like that we have a leg up that we can have a professor, a doctorate of hospitality, come teach our 4-H youth how to have proper etiquette. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And finally, every year we talk to you about how Macon sees 250 to 300 people interested in Medicare a year who want to learn what's going on. Seeing how this is a big demand in the community with the folks turning 65, she is hosting a class, a free class. It will be on March 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Dream Car Collection about Intro to Medicare classes. And so this is once again great for those who are turning 65. Maybe they have come to see Megan before, or maybe are new to us. Just a great entry level class where they can come in and learn about it. And this is being sponsored in partnership with Edward Jones financial advisor Emily Surratt. It'll be a great registration class just to get folks started on this. Like I said, Megan sees 250 to 300 people a year during her fall registration. So this was seen as a need in our community where she can continue to impact and get that information out to those who need it. So those are just 3 things going on right now. Of course, there's lots more I could talk about. Spring's busy. School gardens are going right now. We have chicks hatching in the classes. Coffee and conversations are still going in Riley with Lindsay Shorter. And of course, VITA. I'll be bringing those numbers in another month or so, is rocking and rolling. We're over $1 million in refunds that we're helping people access in Riley County. So it's a busy time in our office, and appreciate all you've done to help out as we continue on. Yeah, I love that. I love that hospitality class. Any questions I can answer for you all?
Yeah, it's good to, for younger people to learn the etiquette. That's great. I've never thought about how you have a program like that. That's cool.
Yeah. And like I said, the fact that 23 of them showed up on a Sunday for this, and professionally, personally, I probably still need it at my age.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything?
Do what?
Did you learn anything at the class?
I was able to make it, but I'm sure my wife would have told you I should have. Actually, I went to the Manhattan Annual Chamber event, the Chamber of Commerce annual meeting, and all I could think there is, I don't know which fork to use first. And so I know this is an event. I'm like, these middle school kids are getting a lesson that I don't know. So it's cool.
Which way you pass the food.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, if you guys get a chance, stop by our office. We've been doing some spring cleaning and rearranging. So we tried to give it a little uplift, a little cleaning up front and out back. So if you get a chance, stop by and see what we've been doing.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Never think about etiquette because, you're probably like, yeah, you get your hand slapped, do the right thing. We had a lot of formal dinners when I was a kid.
No, really.
And the dinners were always formal.
Oh, wow.
You learn how to, always do the fork, the way you put them on.
It was
Going.
from the outside in, yeah.
I'm sorry. No, actually, it's happening. You know, sort of good, or it was good. You're having legal troubles right now. So, as soon as I get that cleared out, I'll get something. Yeah. Good for you. It could be a captain. Yeah, we get the just one about the holiday, so it's fine. You know, I'm gonna try to get insurance, just give them a full top. It start to turn to the gas. Yes, not a choice. Yeah. You do it every once in a while. So who do you got going on with Brandon? We start. You do. Yeah, two over out there. Usually. He's gonna work for 6 months, he's not doing anything. I appreciate you. Yeah. I'm sorry. Scott, can we use your? Gas. Probably something you can live in gas. Shoots 20 years ago. I was shocked that's his son on volleyball. Gotta take another compete thing. Yeah, that's me, glad to have you. Should be nice and short too.
They State took it to Baylor the other night in baseball.
Yeah. That is team 381.
Uh-huh. Ranked in the top 25 in one of the 3 polls.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So to keep it up.
That's-
Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, which one of these is these? Know where these things, and they really don't. Yeah, by the time you get to the
Kentucky.
scroll. it's
Yeah.
gotta
I'd
be
get ostracized.
30
I went the other direction. Yeah, I'm wearing my.
Well, good morning, County Commissioners. Major Scott Hayek. I'm the Chief of the Patrol Division with the Riley County Police Department. Director Pete is out of town, so I am filling in for him today. So I just wanted to go over a couple of data points from March 7th. So a couple of weeks ago, we had Baked Patty's Day in Manhattan, and we've released some data on that. The numbers were all fairly consistent with what we've seen for the past couple of years, but especially as it relates to last year. The numbers were down slightly, but when we're talking about the relative numbers here, it's not a big difference. The total calls for service for the police department were down about 3%, but that equates to 14 calls difference. The citizen initiated calls for service, which I find that to be an important number because that's telling us how many times the community is calling in complaints or issues. That was down 5%, but again, relative number, it's 9 different, 9 fewer calls than we had last year. But that tells me hopefully we are deploying our resources in the appropriate areas on that day to try to stop a lot of problems before they happen. When you look at non-alcohol related calls, so things like fight calls, batteries, drug related calls, things like that, those were up 11% over last year. But again, that's five different. So overall, very similar the past 2 years. Very similar planning and execution wise by the police department. And I've spoken with EMS and MFD. They had very similar findings as well. They had similar plans to last year, and they had similar outcomes this year as they did. I think one of the better things to say is we didn't have any serious incidents occur over the weekend, and so that's a good thing. But we will continue to deploy our resources and have heavy visibility in the neighborhoods north of Aggieville. That continues to be where, I think what 2 years ago, Ford, you were out in the neighborhoods and you saw what that looks like. So, because don't get me wrong, when I say
Watching, by the way. Okay.
yeah, let me clarify. But to be clear, when our numbers are down, this isn't the type of event that we can have a census for. I can't tell you how many more or fewer people were in Manhattan, this year versus years prior.
I was actually told that the numbers were kind of down crowd wise. And
it's hard to gauge.
Well, that's what I thought too.
I've been in the neighborhoods north of Aggieville the past 3 years from early in the morning until the sun goes down, and it feels fairly similar. And if you live in those neighborhoods, that's why we're going to continue to have a heavy presence in there, because while our numbers may be down, it doesn't mean if you live in those neighborhoods, it's still not probably a good day for you, especially if you want nothing to do with Fake Patty's Day. So that's about it on that. This weekend we have the actual St. Patrick's Day road race and parade and those sorts of things. So we'll be providing the normal assistance we do on those, and I will be happy to answer anything else or discuss. I don't know what the chief normally talks about here, but if you got any questions or any other things, I'll be happy to try to answer those.
He usually gives us an update on crime data, and he can catch us up on that next month. So not a big deal.
And we gave some of those at the law board meeting on Monday, and so
Okay. Appreciate it.
Anything else? Okay.
Stay safe out there.
Sounds like you guys have gotten a plan that seems to work for Fake Patty's Day.
Yeah, for the and when you look at the 10-year data, and that's what was released to the public, was a 10-year data set. You can really put that into 3 different categories, because pre-COVID, the numbers were much, much, much higher. Then there was a period that actually started the year before COVID. It was 2019 to 2022, and the numbers are very, very, very
Well,
low.
2019, it was like 3 below on that day.
Yeah, it was.
So
And
that's
that was the other thing with this year, the weather was identical to last year. That's the one factor we can never have. Imagine if it was this coming weekend. It's going to be 97 degrees or whatever on Saturday. So who knows how that would change
I think the process of how they celebrate has changed too. I mean, it's not from morning to evening all out. I mean, they kind of comes in phases and spurts, and mid-afternoon it slows down and picks back up. And then some people will probably choose to go to Aggieville instead of there, and then maybe come back. And so you got kind of breaks in the pattern.
Yeah, we've definitely, this year's planning was very similar to last year's planning, and I imagine it will be similar again. And again, in those 2014, 2015 areas, I mean, we had dozens of law enforcement from a number of agencies from around the area come to help out. And we've pared that back. We have Emporia Police and Lawrence Police help us out, and it's amazingly appreciated that they do that. In turn, we go to Emporia to help with one of their events, and then we got a notification from Lawrence, like we normally do at this time of year for March Madness, that if KU were to make it to the Final Four and championship game, we send some officers to assist them.
Let's not hope for that.
Well, I put it on record that, well, I expect you guys to come help us if K-State makes the Final Four.
There you go.
You know, I just kind of got crickets back from them on that, so we'll see. But we did that. In fact, I was in Lawrence with our contingent in 2022, was it, that KU won?
Yeah.
It was kind of fun though, you know, it was, people were celebrating that cause, so it was
Well, in some college cities that win, they don't.
oh yeah.
They burn stuff down, throw
Burn stuff
couches
down.
around, toss cars. I mean,
Luckily, they did not have that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Nope.
All right. Okay. Have a great day.
Thanks, sir. Be safe out there. Few minutes left.
Or you wanted to include in that executive session?
Yeah, or you, I don't think Jacob's here. And
I think he's back.
I thought he said he was taking today.
I'll check.
Okay.
You didn't need it. Yeah.
Probably Elizabeth, because it's personnel issue.
Did they have any cell phone deals going on, or just had to get one? Cause I've been kind of waiting for deals to go on, get a new one.
Well, US Cellular flipped over to T-Mobile in early February, late January, early February. So if you have a trade-in and stuff, yeah, there's some better deals, but I couldn't trade in my phone because the battery swelled on it. So I have a backup emergency line for now, just, when this stuff happens. So I didn't want to trade that phone in, but I think it was like $600 or something at the very minimum. If you add another line, you get a free phone, something like that too.
Well, past due.
But I had 2 payments left on that phone, so I just paid it off and basically just started all over. I wasn't planning on getting a new one, but I didn't break it this time. It broke itself. Well, Greg and I were talking, back in the day, you used to be able to swap batteries out. You can't do that anymore, so. And in fact, it was one of the phones you got, it would come with an extra battery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to throw my cell phone in the trash. It's an Apple, but they keep doing these updates, keep messing things up.
That's why I don't do Apple.
They just.
Samsung gives you the option to update. Eventually, they do it automatically, but they at least give you a warning and a time frame in which to
They
do it on your own.
I didn't know what was going, went over to the store about 6 times.
Yeah. Messes with just about all the apps that I use. This one's got a faster processor and the option to get more memory, but I'm not going to use any more than what I already have. So there's no sense in getting that, for extra, $300. So.
All right, good morning, Commissioners. Michael Hawthorne, Assistant County Counselor, here for our administrative work session. Counselor's office is still plugging along. We've been working a big time on reviewing discovery for that big firing range case we have. I've been working on the tax sale. A lot of interesting stuff happening. Does the board have any particular questions or anything it wants to work on? Okay, well,
Someone was trying to guess what the state does.
yeah.
I think they got this next week and then they're on break.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen, I saw both the property tax bills kind of stalled out last week, so
I think I've come to the conclusion that that's being done intentionally because it's an election year. And if they actually solve property tax, what is everybody gonna have to complain about?
may very well be right there.
Could be.
Not to be a conspiracist or anything.
Solve property.
Right.
Well, see, I think the other way, you've been in there for all these years and have figured it out. Get somebody else in there to figure it out.
There you go. And there'll be a whole list of those too.
Well, there's nothing else. I won't try to fill up the remaining 20 minutes with the comedy routine and
Oh, come on. I want to hear this.
No one wants to.
You don't have jokes?
We haven't had some dad jokes in a while.
I think that's still Vivian's job.
She's gonna be leaving us soon, so we gotta fill in all that time now while we're not in.
Is that in the job description?
They should.
Yeah.
You gotta cheer us up, John.
No.
You got your wife's two favorite ones.
Oh, sorry. So should I go to the podium?
Yeah, let's make it real.
You're fine.
All right. What time did Sean Connery arrive to leave? Tish. Wow.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Teachers, John's up next and he always brings bad news.
I noticed he didn't send Evan this time,
Am I wrong?
but Corey showed up too. I was surprised.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Did you say you were ready? No.
No.
We could, you want to go ahead and
Oh,
let John go? Or-
Fine by me.
Okay,
Well, Bruce is on his way too.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
just wait.
well, let's see, we could do the sports lease agreement.
No, we can just wait till.
I guess start of the MLB season will be here in a couple of weeks too.
Yeah. Will be.
Mhm.
Let's see, we've got everybody here now, right? You want to go ahead with it now? Bruce is here. Everybody's here.
Fine by me.
Yeah, let's do this.
Morning, Commissioners. John Ellerman, Public Works. Got a couple items this morning. First one is a lease agreement with Manhattan Chief Sports to lease the football soccer fields out at Fairmount Park. We've done this in the past few years with the Manhattan Eagles football team, football club in the winter. And I think this is the first year that I know of that this group is wanting to use them for the spring for, I think girls soccer is what they were asking for. So.
Does that include all the school kids in Manhattan? Is that a special program or? I've never heard of Manhattan sports.
I think these are more club sports. So not through the high school, but there are high school or middle school kids playing club sports on the off season. Off season from the schools.
So they practice there too, or just?
Just there, I think 2-3 times a week, and then I think they may have 1 or 2 tournaments between now and the end of April.
We don't have anything really to update except going to mow and that kind of thing.
The regular mowing, maybe each year he goes back and reseeds a portion of one of the fields or the other, or one field or the other, just to keep it up. I think we do that for the football, and so, yeah, I don't see it much more. We don't have to put any more into it than we already do budget for. Something might change if we get more of these, then we might have to start worrying about scheduling and maybe charging to keep.
I know one that's looking at maybe flag football in the fall,
Let's see.
but they might be a year away still yet.
If they get used, then they're starting to get more notice that people know they're out there. Like they have that, I mean, they're used quite a bit even when they're not, but not for organized stuff, just pick up big stuff.
So they'll be done with their soccer in May?
It's to the end of
Or
April.
upon
Yes.
the end. Their sports spring 26.
Sounds pretty standard across the board to me.
Jacob or Mike will put us together, so we hope it's all right.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead then, make a motion to approve the lease with the Manhattan Chief Sports to use the Fairmount Park athletic fields for the spring season.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the lease with Manhattan Chief Sports. Use the Fairmont Park athletic fields for the spring season. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, looks like it's just me.
Yes. Okay, my next item is IT GIS remodel project. part of the building strategic plan, recommendation to, as we start remodels and some moving some people around with emergency management out of their space. That space was reserved or kind of used for the IT GIS to move into from the office building over to Courthouse Plaza East. We are ready, close to ready to send it out to bid. We have a couple of decisions that need to be made. One would be generator size for backup power. And that impacts the platform that the generator will be on and any structural reinforcement that has to be done. Extra design that need to be done there. And then approval of the cost estimates. All this included in the middle. So the two generators, we're looking at two options. There is to supply backup power to the IT department, specifically the servers, being moved over there, and then backup power to elections office upstairs and some maybe light and heating and cooling in the basement storage room for the elections, just in case power goes out while transporting ballots back and forth or into at the end of the day. So those two options are there, or the other option would be the back up the whole building in case of power failure. We don't have anything like that now in any other buildings. Most buildings that have generator power are backed up for mainly the servers that are in those buildings, or as the health department has, the vaccines are being backup power to supply, keep the refrigerators for the vaccines. No other place do we support everybody in the building with power. So those are the two. The difference in the two is the weight, which will make a big difference in support structure, as well as the size of the generator and the size of the motor supplied to supply the power adds to all that. So 200 kilowatt generator, around 4,200 pounds. To supply power to the whole building, we'll need a 250 kilowatt generator. And that's about increases weight to 10,600 pounds. So make a little bit of difference in what we do and how we're doing it, how it works. The extra generator for the 250 kilowatts, that adds in its cost about $255,000. Plus some design and structural work. So our main point, we want to back up the whole building, or we want to just back up the server and the elections offices. And that will determine what kind of recommendation or cost we have on.
My thoughts are, yeah, the IT obviously needs backup for the service, but also it's good to have the elections too, in case, the night of elections power goes out. But
Yeah, that would be awful.
Mhm.
That would be a bad deal.
The rest of it's our offices and counselors, we don't matter.
Counselor, community corrections.
And corrections, yeah. Because I don't think because ours isn't we're not timing
No.
strategic. If power's out, we don't go, it's.
Well, all the backup for all the computers will be on the servers.
And you guys have got the ability to
IT,
kind of
right?
go mobile or virtual if you can't be in the office, correct?
It's true.
So,
All of us could go and plug in anywhere else and
Mhm.
I think just for IT and elections makes a lot of sense.
that's where I was going to.
What about the weight on that? Where are you gonna put that on that rooftop?
It's looking at, we're gonna put it on the, what we call it, the patio rooftop. No, the third floor roof. Yeah, it'd be right off the back, same floor of the counselor's office and the break room. That roof right off that hallway.
Did you have to reinforce the roof or not?
There was an old cooling tower on that piece when it was originally there, so we're hoping most of that structural is there, that the columns are there and there's anchors points for the platform to be set on. So all that is already there. Hopefully it just doesn't need to be beefed up too much to support the generator. And this will help with the smaller size.
Yeah.
So fiscal impact, if going with the two different options was a little $2,041,042,000, or with the full building generator, it was like $2.4 million for the total project costs, including engineering, design, architectural design, FF&E, those type of things. So all of that is included in that 2.4 and $2.4 million. Noted in here that you already approved an $800,000 for CIP. This project is slated to come from CIP funds. And so it was our recommendation to go with just the IT and elections backup and outside. So we're looking at it.
It would be the 2
I
million.
updated one number, not the other. So $2,071,990 is the.
I'm gonna, design of the IT and all that. Does that include the current GIS space?
Yes,
Yeah.
that whole
This is
side
the
of,
whole
that whole
thing.
end of that hall, that
right.
floor is.
Yeah, I looked at the layout and it kind of confused me how it was.
Yeah, how,
So this, here is where the, hallway into community corrections is.
Okay.
And this is the hallway out to the stairwell.
okay, so community corrections could come in and use the kitchen.
That's the idea. They plan on sharing the kitchenette as well as, I mean, I don't know where the restroom use will be, either upstairs or downstairs, or there is a couple restrooms on the community correction side, but they use those a lot for the drug testing too, so not really ideal space for all of that, but so yeah, everything from that point in their hallway to the east end of the building is all IT GIS department, and they're all fitted within the way they have the offices laid out here. The eight offices, a conference room, the server room here, and a couple storage, and a workroom in the middle. That's how that's all laid out, so. Then I think the only thing else we need is for approval to continue, and so that gives Bruce and David, they're going ahead with finished design, and we'll put it out to bid here. What do you think, a month or so that's left?
Okay.
And the CIP adjustment, we've got it next week. We've got a CIP session. We can just take care of that then.
It's, she wants to do the amendments to CIPs in a different session.
Oh,
Yeah, we have talked about that, how I wanted to present that with you. So you approved this, and then we'll bring you an amendment with a couple others
okay.
too. I have amendments for the judicial center study, the health department study, this, and I think we want to amend the HVAC replacement to add some more to that, so we can continue on with the.
So we'll do those first and then have CIP session will just be for new ones then.
Yeah, the CIP Monday will be for new ones. The amendment will be done later.
Oh, you're just full of good news today.
Those are already active and John has no other spending.
I know, we noticed.
You could, no, I'm not saying.
But at least he came and didn't make Evan do this.
There will be a time where Evan's gonna start doing these bad news. I gotta improve my reputation.
Keep that, maybe sooner.
But don't do that, because then you won't have anybody here
Yeah.
to give you bad news.
No, good project.
We need to get it done while we can get it done.
Yeah.
So.
we've got to keep you busy.
You don't have any problem doing that. That's just, yeah, this is a good project. It's ready to go too.
Good.
Like I say, and I hadn't thought of it at the time because I knew IT needed a generator, but yeah, the elections,
Yeah,
having one is also,
Yeah, I think it's helpful for them to keep the.
Well, you do
program
most of your training and stuff down in our board chambers leading up to elections, right?
We do that, plus we've moved more and more of it as much as we can in that big conference room
Yeah.
that we have and try to, if the group's big enough, we try to squeeze as many as we can. So, that's been very beneficial.
Okay.
You have any other questions?
No, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the IT GIS remodel project with an estimate of probable cost of $2,071,991.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the IT GIS remodel project with an estimate of probable cost of $2,071,000. That's it, $2,071,991. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
My daughter's department, the FTC. Federals, they cut their budget 9%. That's, that means no international travel. Yeah, so it's just been a disaster.
How you doing? Good? Doing well. David, come or you hit for him? Just me. Just you? All right, just you. You got up there. Yeah.
Well, we could probably move ahead now.
Sounds good to me.
Just move everything up that
It's up to
level.
the
But
Yeah,
the one thing you might not want to.
you don't want to move 11:15 in case people want to come in.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I haven't been lately, but you never know.
Right.
Never know.
so do you want to do Josh or just wait?
Couldn't do anything. But I think the next one has to be waited.
Has to be wait, okay. Do you want to go early, Josh? You have things to do?
Having to be like.
Sure.
Good morning, Commissioners. Josh Gearing, Assistant Director, EMS Ambulance. I'm here to talk to you today with a request to fill 2 open positions. Is it acceptable or appropriate that I speak about both, like kind of concurrently, or do I do it separately?
I
Still
did.
do separate motions on them, but you can talk about them.
Okay. So we have a vacant full-time EMT position. It's a budgeted position that provides direct patient care and is assigned to an ambulance and responsible for also working event standbys. We also have a full-time paramedic, AEMT or EMT position. That one will be vacated on April 27th. It is also a budgeted position that provides direct patient care, is assigned to an ambulance, and is responsible for working event standbys. Both positions are budgeted. There's no fiscal impact. Our recommendation is to begin recruitment efforts and hiring efforts. We've had a recent hiring process. We anticipate filling the first full-time EMT position here relatively quickly. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer them.
And when did you say when the EMT?
So the
position was
EMT
open?
position opens tomorrow, March 20th.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then the paramedic EMT position opens April 27th. And we do have a candidate from the previous hiring process. I believe we'll be able to execute pretty quickly here for the full-time EMT position.
appreciate the fact somebody gave you plenty of time.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yes.
It's an exciting opportunity for one of our employees. Will be going to veterinary school in Utah. So
Oh, is that thing, I'd heard there was somebody going to vet school somewhere.
we're proud of it.
We need separate for each one. No problem.
Yeah, separate
Okay.
motion for each one.
I move to approve filling the open EMT position in the ambulance department.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve filling the open EMT position in the EMS ambulance department. In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now go ahead and make a motion to approve filling the open position for a paramedic in the EMS department.
I'll second.
Been moved to approve filling the open paramedic position in the EMS department. In favor?
Thank you for your support. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
You too.
All about 6 minutes then.
What's the agenda?
Food and Farm Council in the East Gateway.
Right. Okay.
We got down to those.
The East Gateway is gonna go on for a while.
No. The city county meeting.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I prefer to leave it as an option when we really do need to have them, but to, work on it consistently is just not worth it.
Just if one of us has, but like food and farm, we just saw that a couple of months ago.
Yeah. In the East Gateway, I've seen that presentation 3 times now at least.
Haven't seen the gateway.
Doesn't really mean much for us.
Well, it would be for the
Oh, yeah.
police department.
I did see you again, I did.
You're good.
Yep. All right, well, I guess it's kind of continuation of what I started last week. That to work on to get a timeline put together for this reorganization, just needed a list of what needs to be on the timeline before we start putting it together. I don't know if anybody else had come up with some lists or.
I had a partial list, but I left it on my desk before I left this morning. But I need to develop it a little bit more. I think from my perspective, I'm having a little bit of writer's block, or I'm overthinking. I don't know. I think having some generalized information from some other counties, and I've reached out to Bruce at KAC about getting on the full administrative listserv. So it gives us some more ideas on, and seeing other counties and how they've kind of structured the position and structured potentially other departments either with or outside of that particular position as well. So.
Well, and then the Saline County administrator that I talked to said he had been contacted by Bruce.
Yeah.
About getting all the information. I've been looking, actually that was in person, a lot of them just online stuff, looking at primarily Reno, Butler, and Leavenworth are the counties closest to us. They're each, Leavenworth is about 15% bigger and Reno's 15% smaller, and Butler's kind of in between, a little closer. None of them have what we're proposing.
Yeah.
The administrator, to me, it seems like county administrators are city managers. I don't see too much difference that we made. And I talked to Elizabeth about that, and she was going to look to see if there's a different title maybe we need to be looking at for what we want to do. Because the ones that are county administrators, they're in charge of hiring department heads, reviewing everything. The commissioners, not dogging anybody, but they don't have much for meetings. Saline County is going down to just 2 meetings a month now.
And they've got 5 commissioners.
And they
on
have
top of
5 commissioners. They're going to do 2. And he said they'll last an hour or 2. And I told him, I said, we go 3 hours twice a week. He goes, well, what do you do?
everything.
I said, we talk to every department head.
Yeah.
Oh, and looking at the minutes on the others, it sounds like the others, Leavenworth is when I found their, in December, they had 2 30-minute meetings, an hour meeting and an hour and a half meeting.
And they've got 5 commissioners.
And they've got 5 commissioners. And in June, when you think it says they're working on budget, they once a week, 2-hour meeting to get the budget. Because basically the budgets are presented to them completed to review instead of, so I think we're trying to create a new title, a new position. Maybe we need to look at a new title even. I don't know how that works.
County supervisor.
County well, and talked about administrative, Department of Administrative Services, maybe.
Executive services. Yeah.
County administration or
Yeah, there's
That's
just
kind of what it
something
is already.
we're
different.
I haven't found any that are what we want.
Oh, where are you?
And I'm not changing what I want. I don't think, from my understanding, all the department heads and all commissioners we still want direct reports from the department heads, not filtered through somebody else.
And to be able to have direct communication with.
Right. And they didn't, some of it sounds like the one in Saline County said, no, he said the county commissioners talk to the department heads occasionally. They came in some reports, some of them every other month and some of them twice a year that they come to give a report, an update. I don't think that's what we're looking for.
One thing I've always liked about this commission is that we have direct.
Yeah,
Hands-on.
like I say, they're,
Administration.
the others. A very part-time position. And I don't think, not full-time, but we spend a lot of hours in here.
Well, I can tell you somebody who's currently employed outside of work. We can't make either one of them kind of work more than 40 hours at this point, if you want to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the message that I'm getting here. All the same, and maybe somewhere across the way that maybe gets us down to maybe one meeting a week or something, and maybe it's a long meeting, or we can figure that out when we get to that
By
bridge. But
statute, we have to have two.
no,
50,000, isn't it?
Those are over 50,000.
We're
Yeah.
over 50.
Yeah, Leavenworth's over 50. Well, all four of them.
Statute.
Yeah.
Three of those have over 50. And a week,
If you're
more than
over
once a
50.
week. Looking at like, and I guess you can't send me a list, but you can send it to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She can distribute it.
it's going to be a handwritten list, but I'll try to make it neat. It's scribbles right now, but I'll try to freshen it up and make it look good.
I started to type one, but then I've scribbled on it so
Yeah,
much.
that's what I've done too. And then I'm like, am I really thinking that way? Nah, I don't know.
Is that
So it's not coming along as fast as I
Just a
was
list of items
anticipating.
to put on a time, what all needs to be done. That's what I'm looking at, just. And then we can sit down and kind of make a list, hopefully it'll become obvious what needs to be done. And I've talked about, a lot of those. And in coordinating them, because it's been brought up here from different positions, whether if finance goes there, does that mean payroll and accounts payable also goes there? It seems in most of them, a lot of them have both of them. Some of them just have payroll, and accounts payable stays in the clerk's office. And I know whether that's by statute or by custom, that accounts payable.
Move those, as you said, it's easy because you're just moving back what was in the county council's administrative services.
Right.
Prior to payroll and accounts payable has always been in the clerk's office. There are statutory requirements.
Yes.
As I discussed with Commissioner McKinley about claims from 1852, they call
Right.
it claims, but that's accounts payable. Payroll is an account payable. And accounts payable part is because of the dual set of books. It's like Cooper said, county government is not meant to be efficient.
No.
It's meant for the security of the people, to be sure an administrator or county commissioners aren't just doing things their way to benefit for them. It's openness to the public. And so that's the reason for the dual set of books. The treasurer's is accounts receivable, the clerk's is accounts payable. They do the daily books first. We do them second to review them.
Okay.
So they're reviewing our work on the accounts payable payroll side. We're reviewing their work on accounts
Right.
receivable all together, make sure it balances daily. And in the day anyway, I don't do that part anymore. That's what I used to do in the day. You would find little discrepancies and you'd have to clear up errors, that's the purpose.
With the number of
transition.
transitions that go through, you're gonna have some.
No, I just mean on the daily basis.
Yeah,
That's all
I
I'm
know,
talking
but
about.
there's,
Mhm.
it wouldn't all the time, but I can see whether,
Mhm.
there's so many things going on that could be.
But yeah, no, accounts payable and payroll has been in the clerk's, I have research. I'm sure it's been since the statute, because the statute's set it up that way.
Okay.
And then you can make agreements, and I think in some counties, the way it's gotten around of maybe is the clerk assigns a deputyship to that department so they can do it, or different things.
Okay, well, like I say, that's some of the details just needs to be worked out. And, talking about the, counselor and budget, finance, all those, a lot of them, well, like I say, some have counselor in with the administrator and some don't, we can go either way on that.
I think there may be a county or two where basically one person's filling both of those roles.
Oh,
Small counties like.
small counties,
Yeah.
the county attorney is the county counselor also. But some of them, or at least Saline County, they don't even have a full-time counselor. It's just
I think the last time I talked to them, they were talking as if they were gonna contract those
they
services.
just contracted
Yeah.
with Mike Montoya.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
That's what we did for decades.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's not particularly in the environment where it's hard to find attorneys just in general. You got to do what you got to do there. So.
And one of the things that came up that, and talking to Elizabeth again also, was talking about, different positions that need to have their descriptions changed. Most of them is just to change where they are, which department thing. And I said, well, what about the clerks? Do we need to take that part out of the clerk's job description? We don't have a job description for any of the elected officials.
There aren't job descriptions.
Yeah.
They're statutory responsibilities.
And that's what I didn't know. Do we need, and I know we can't tell you the other elected officials what to do, but it seems like, as if we have an election, you can get somebody in here that there ought to be, maybe not a job description, but a list of duties, that this is what a clerk has to do, and this is what the treasurer has to do.
Statutorily, that is kind of laid out,
But
I mean, if you're adding or subtracting, I mean, I don't know.
All of those association websites said generally what the responsibilities are, but it's just like register of deeds, county attorney, and a little bit different, but the other elections, just like commissioners.
right,
There are no requirements for anyone to be a county commissioner.
right,
And there is no job description for a county commissioner, so it's the same way. It's statutorily guided.
yeah,
And no individual county commission can assign those duties to an elected official.
no. And that's why I said we couldn't assign any of them, but do we need to have a general direction?
Now, when it comes to the
The
clerk's
statutory-
office in general, I guess my biggest concern becomes elections in our environment, but I believe we've got a good elections team that
Oh, yeah,
would be able to train any individual, whether they're internal or external, to fulfill those, statutory duties and requirements, but
Things change.
I think when it comes to budget and finance, we as a board work so closely with that particular division that having that consolidated under other groups that we work very, very closely with would be of a benefit to this board, whether it's this particular board or future boards, whoever they may be.
Yeah, we had a job description for the budget and finance.
Right.
Position previously.
Yeah.
And along with human resources, but we have now an additional position for human resources, so I haven't used that.
yeah. All those things need, and one of the other, and I'm not trying to give answers, I'm just trying to throw out questions that have been running through my head too, is, finding locations for for this new department. And one thing, what we may find is have to do is put a temporary location, because until we get the court study and the health department, until we do those space needs studies, I don't think we want to go too far along until we see how those.
One of the things I thought of here too is before we start figuring out how to break down a department or where the space and everything is, let's just get an individual and work with that individual on what those needs
on what
are.
they think
And then
needs to be.
try to stretch it out from there. If they need extra personnel, then we have that discussion. Whatever their space needs are, let's have that discussion then, instead of trying to put it all together and then put the person in there and then it's not a fit and then you're starting all over. Because if we're going to put I guess what we're going to call a made from scratch type position, whatever title we assign to it, I think it's going to be important that first person to come in and help guide what that's going to look like, since kind of don't know what it is.
I know there is information, because back in the day, when the county administrator was a big discussion previously, or the county administrator, which is the full-fledged type of thing that I knew wasn't what you were looking for. But what we had initially was an interim county coordinator. The county commission, same way, didn't want to give up certain authorities, wanted direct contact, and that was their move because they were more comfortable with going with a county coordinator. Then there's also a county manager, you can call it, as well as what had been looked at in the past. I'm not saying it, but I don't think you want to say executive division, because you guys are the executives.
It's true.
You guys, that's one of your primary statutory responsibility, is the executive responsibility. And I know you don't, no county commission, even those with administrators, can give that up.
Yeah.
That's resonated,
It's a long title. I mean, calling the department that would be fine, but I mean,
To me, it's county manager, county coordinator is a lot more fitting.
county coordinator sounds like a good term, yeah.
County administrator.
And you know, they're still gonna have that duty and responsibility of
County
helping with
coordinator.
day-to-day operations and administration. So our group over here has an issue, they can go to that person and try to find resolution, whereas as it's going to stand, they're gonna have to wait 2 days a week and talk to each one of us segregately, and that's not gonna accomplish anything.
Yeah, for major things, it's fine.
Right.
But, you know, for,
I mean,
you know,
if you need
things.
an
that can't
emergency
be handled.
declaration, for instance, I mean, it's not a point of contact to start with.
Our structures right now where they're all directors and this person get that same level, so we meet
Like, who's the director?
Where that person can get our higher fees and
Like, who's the director? Who are you talking about that's the director? Really? I don't know. Director. Okay, okay.
So this and this has to be director of something, but it's.
I think Russell has a point.
Right, yeah. Can we put a title director of something?
Director of miscellaneous. Hey, Russell.
One negative to the coordinator is a lot of counties, it's county coordinators, the emergency manager. So you would have some conflict there. You have a county coordinator, a lot of people automatically would think, oh, that's emergency management. That would be a negative to that.
Yeah.
Which is something they didn't used to have back then when our county commission would have talked about it 30 years ago.
Right.
Well, that's why I think Elizabeth was looking to see what, if there's a title that works for this position, because administrator doesn't work.
Director of.
And what you're finding out, Greg, because I've talked to some people, department head access under county administrators and county administrator associations and roles is discouraged. It's discouraged for department heads to go.
Right. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm.
To directly to.
I thought there, and there is some leeway between them, but generally they. To me, it makes us a rubber stamp for what the administrator does, and that's not.
That's typically how county administrators are.
And I don't think
Well,
that's not what we want, and that's what I've, not what I've heard from department heads that they want either.
Send someone like director or coordinator of county services, something like that.
Still a long title.
Or,
these both have long titles.
Have you
We
checked
just
this?
update it every day.
yeah.
Yeah,
If anyone has anything on that.
how long you get planning and planning development and special projects,
Yeah, they're all.
everything else we want.
Director of admin services.
Yeah.
Services director.
Yeah,
That's just 3 words. director
Yeah.
of admin
Yeah, that's.
services.
yeah.
We are, well, it is, but you know, there's also some other duties and responsibilities outside of what a normal department head does too, so. I mean, are you leaving it that? Right.
Well, and like our directors, our department heads, I don't see change in that a whole lot, but just whatever happens with the administrative part. Also,
That's right, for our county, so you can make it whatever you want, just have to be clear so the person understands the role is, what they report to. I'll try to find something, I'll try to find something else, they're not a administrator, something else that they have that coordinates this kind of services. See if I can find some job descriptions that way.
coordinator of finance services.
That's what I'm thinking too, and
Maybe not Kansas, but.
as I was discussing with you last night, I mean, there's about 4 or 5 different shapes of county government. You can go the borough system, you can go the parish system, or you can go the Commonwealth system. And I think if if you're looking at Commonwealth, you might find a title there that's probably a little bit more
It's
fitting.
kind of different. Virginia's got,
Kentucky does
and
too.
Massachusetts.
So does Pennsylvania.
So did you have something else over there? I thought you had your hand up.
He was just waving, saying.
You sure you want another department head?
It's a good start, but you know, and I think some of those, you know, drawing the brackets is kind of okay, but it's, you know, it's a little premature maybe.
Well,
but
that's
it
interesting. Like
Might be good.
Douglas County has basically an administrator, deputies, and they've kind of, and I was aware of this because I talked to a commissioner from Douglas County when I was back out in DC last month, but they're still kind of trying to figure out which of those people are better suited to handle those duties and responsibilities. So it still tends to be an ongoing discussion.
Where's that at?
Douglas County.
And then you. And then you better start.
Get started with something.
And we get, all the put together. Diagram, what you guys are talking about, how that. And is there a picture of it?
Well, I was thinking about doing it, you know, and then maybe putting it.
I think it would be helpful.
I'm not a great chart maker, well. You know, I think it'd be kind of, I think, you know, personally, the idea of putting it on paper and bracketing it is a good exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but. Yeah,
No. Yeah.
See where maybe you want to, it's, I think it's.
That's their intention.
Too.
yeah, this one from Douglas County is a good bracket.
It's top heavy.
Yeah, it does. Everybody reports, nobody reports to the board. They all report. through-
Oh, yeah, I see that,
They all
yeah.
report different ways through the administrator.
Even the assistants and
Yeah, they're-
Yeah,
deputies.
they've got assistant and a deputy too.
Yeah, most of them, they've got a county administrator, an assistant county administrator, deputy county administrator, and
That's
A
good.
deputy county manager.
You know what I mean? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, this one's easy to read. That's probably why.
Yeah, just for that, just that department. Cause if we just put out a, you know, look for, you know, advertising for a job, if we say county administrator, we're not gonna get, they're gonna read our description and go, no. That's not what I'm doing. Yeah.
And you can think about it, if they, you could, while you're interviewing, they say, so I have an assistant or I have an administrative assistant, you say, we don't know. You withdraw my name, please. You're gonna have this well outlined.
Possibly, you know, a possibility in, I mean, now or in the future, depending on, you know, I don't know how budget wise we can do both at this point.
Do you think Brittany has some ideas on that? I don't know what they are, but she said she has ideas on how to manage. I don't
Yeah.
propose that, so it'd be good to bring her in the conversation.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know? Well, anybody that we hire is gonna need some backup staff, somewhat from somebody, you know, whether it's.
And when you move staff, those departments will need backup staff.
Yeah.
Well, so I hear you saying that you might be looking for other department titles and job descriptions that might match what you're looking for. I do want to send you the org chart that we currently have.
Yeah.
So, you had asked them to create a list of items, would you like that to be 14 on that?
What?
But this is items that you think you can consider.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But let's start for a timeline. Is that,
You know, one thing about space needs, I mean, we look for somebody who say, oh, we don't know where we're gonna put you, but you know, you might go here, you might go there. I think we need to kind of define, it needs to be maybe in the center of all of our, you know. I don't know if it would work well here, because this is a long way from a lot of the stuff in the downtown. Yeah, yeah, and there's space over there that could be utilized.
I think that John, when you're talking about some ideas, that if they have all the maps of all of the
Yeah.
buildings, and so they might have some ideas to. But it's, you've got all your space needs out there, so.
Yeah, but we really need to have an idea of where that person is gonna go. And
like I said, though, I think it
staff
may be,
or
it may
whatever.
be
We
temporary
need to
until
get a
we,
good idea.
temporary until we get all the other things figured out too.
I just caution you on waiting on the judicial center. You may have the plans, but there's
Well,
no guarantee.
No,
it's-
I understand, but like I say, we need to at least see what those are before we finalize things, but yeah,
Well,
because that
could be open
traditional
space
could be a ways out.
over in the, you know, where the county attorney's office is, now all those offices.
There's no space over there.
But the county attorney.
Well, if there's a judicial, the judicial, but it probably won't be in our lifetime.
You gotta remember, we also have to figure out how to fund the judicial center, and
I
that's,
say you're probably 2 years out from an election.
Oh, yeah.
So, at least
But-
2, if not all 3 of you won't be here making those decisions.
That's the one you get things, right? You got some. You got some spaces that are between those two buildings.
Right.
You got one, so I think Jay has done, you know, that things not part of the other building we're in. I do think, I mean, I can't speak to experts, they have too, so. Like, you got the maps out and we looked at, but then you know all what you're doing in the.
Yeah. And maybe highlight the places that are being utilized or are planning to, like the IT, block that out. Yeah, that kind of thing. That would be good.
And I think, and like, you're right, probably the judicial one maybe not affect things, but the health department
That
would
one
be,
could sooner.
could be sooner and could impact. I've got some ideas, but I don't know.
That's
Wait to see
easier to
their,
accomplish.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my thoughts, that others can be moved out here.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of rooms in this. I can't remember, when is that RFP due? John,
What's that?
when does that RFP due in for the health department and this building?
Then on the agenda Thursday to approve their.
No,
But there's not a date set for when that's gonna come back to us then.
That's what they signed.
Oh, okay.
they haven't given you an idea of how long it's gonna take.
It was 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
I have to look at
For the plans, yeah.
their deal.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
And that is the programming, it's not design.
Right, it's not, yeah, it's architectural drawings, it's a,
Just space.
right.
Space neat.
Plot space.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was consolidating everything, maybe in this building.
And it's determination building would be best fit.
Yeah.
The health department downstairs.
Yeah. So then we'll have that one. There, okay.
It's good to make progress.
We've been making a lot of progress.
Mhm.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah, facilities, the last few years were
We've been crazy.
getting there.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks to the federal government.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
for now.
That was, that
Yeah, that's
boost.
now.
Yeah, but that it got the big things out of the way.
Yeah.
Things with.
Yeah, we've done the right things, I think.
Yeah. It's
So for a timeline, did you want to send them all to Elizabeth, for her to make, or not necessarily make a timeline, but just make a list, compile a list of what all needs to be done and.
That would probably be better, because I think that gives, I mean, I tried to do that with the list to figure out, we'll get this done by this time, by this time, but I mean,
Just a list of things, then we can kind of go over it and kind of put them in order.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We'll probably have duplicate stuff.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would think so
but-
too, yeah.
Yeah. This.
Well, that's why I thought
this,
more-
and then you could kind of,
More people look at it, everybody's gonna think of something different.
yeah.
If they've got a
Yeah.
list, yeah.
Bruce actually just emailed me in the midst of this conversation. He's got 6 or so responses just on his end. I don't know if they're duplicate of counties we already have or not. I didn't ask, so.
Because that was the one, that's why. Because we don't need what Johnson County does, and we don't need what.
Sedgwick County.
What Rawlins County,
Sedgwick, or-
well, but the other extreme. we
Or
don't-
Morton or Thomas.
Yeah, one of the small counties, what they do.
You might add like a Lyons County. Or a little bit smaller in population, but kind of college town, large city, unincorporated type of area. Just, comparison logistically on how, our county is compared to. Yeah,
What kind of
Lyons.
lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Take a look at those. They may not have a lot of stuff written down. Yeah, they have a chart or,
I'm sure they've got some kind of a description and you can work off the
they've
description. if
got
nothing
Reno
else.
and Butler have. What they call their budget thing has organizational charts and kind of job descriptions of each position and separate descriptions for each. I mean, their budget books a mile long, but it had a lot of good information in it too.
Because everybody's got ideas. Yeah. So timeline wise, when do we need to get the timeline? Thanks to Elizabeth.
Sooner the better.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a timeline in mind per se. I just want to make sure that we get it right.
Yeah, items, the items.
So.
Yeah, and then we can develop the time, time frame kind of thing. If we know what all we need to do, then we can maybe fit them into some sort of a timeline.
This kind of way next week, 2 weeks.
I think it's gonna take a little bit to get all the composite information compiled. So you might want to think maybe 2 Thursdays out.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Right.
So we've all got a lot on the plate, so.
Tell me about it.
But we'll be running into budgets pretty soon too.
Yeah.
Just wanted to keep in mind how the legal method we're taking to create this role. Is the board still wanting to essentially adopt the statutory method for creating a county administrator role and then tailoring that job description, those statutory duties, or tailoring those duties to fit what you guys want? Or are you wanting to look at some other method of creating a entirely different.
What other method would there be?
Frankly, I don't know. I was wondering, because we're talking.
Like I said, it's of my opinion that I don't necessarily want to recreate the wheel. I just want to keep it spinning,
Okay, okay.
if that makes sense.
And like I said, what she finds out now over the other counties have done it. The one, he said, he told me Butler's been administrator for quite a while, but Reno's relatively newer, which might be help.
I was just trying to think, wasn't Nemaha County that just developed an administrator here in the last couple of years ago? You might reach out to them just to see what their process was. Not necessarily, I mean, if you want to get information too, that's fine, but just to see what their process was,
Yeah, what?
because that's been recent.
Frankly, I don't know. I was just trying to get some planning to discuss it with Jay.
I just, a solution, I just think you gotta be careful if you don't want an administrator, say you're forming a county administrator, so I wouldn't do that.
We don't.
Yeah. I think we need to get the particulars on that and then get into the structure of duties and responsibilities and how to set it up.
I like Greg's approach, you can get the list of items from all of you guys,
Mhm.
you guys figure out what you want,
Yeah.
and then figure out the timeline.
Good.
Yeah, the statute does permit a lot of flexibility in what roles the administrators will have.
That's going to be useful information too, as we develop it, because, you know, we don't want to step outside of statutory or legal line there.
Yeah. Again, there's a statute, it's 19-3A04 that just has essentially a list of duties that an administrator can have, but you're free to limit that.
I think we have that somewhere.
Yeah.
We have that in that.
Yeah.
report. Yeah. The statute, let's see.
I guess is he
Yeah,
probably helped
it's-
create those statutes, to be honest with you.
Now, there's a statute in here.
Well, is there statutes though about how to create a department?
Yeah, admittedly, I don't know.
This we're like, again, like I said, if we're trying to say, oh, we're creating county administrator, it says they get to do. There's some options, but maybe we don't want, we're not creating county administrator, we're creating a new department head.
You have that authority anyway.
Yeah.
For the creating positions in the department, that's
Yeah.
commission.
Okay.
There would, I'm saying there wouldn't have to be a specific statute.
Once a resident.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there is a statute for every position, but
Yeah.
You can do that.
When we created Vivian's position, I mean, how did you handle that? Because you're an elected official
By the
too.
board, we brought
Yeah.
a recommendation to the board based on what other entities do, you know, the city and other entities, and that's the work that do what they want.
Right.
yeah, I don't have it here, I've got it stacked on my desk.
2-3A02.
It's like all new policies and positions, we have to make a recommendation to the board.
And like I say, we can create a department, we're doing that one now. Emergency
Right.
services.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good.
Well, and the other thing too, is like we can do the best we can, but things are subject to change in the future. I mean, we're not gonna get everything perfectly right to begin with. We can do the best we can,
Yeah.
but you know, we can always change things if we need to as we go along. So. Yeah.
Other boards are gonna change this along the way.
It's subject to change.
Yeah,
Well,
it does,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter there. Okay.
Some more so than others.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Okay.
Well,
Is that
let's see, I'm gonna try to get my ideas to Elizabeth by the end of next week.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
And I'm looking at the agenda, next week's meetings are already pretty full.
So we give you, you know, if I get it to you, and you might have, I get my list to you in a week, and like, Greg might be 2 weeks, you know. We'll have to figure out when we have. Probably what.
It's next week.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the issue.
We've got
Thursday. Now.
It's next month, we got CIP work session, and then we got a department head evaluation on
That's
Thursday.
because you guys read those when you want it, you know, if it's too simple.
Okay.
Send it.
Like I say, I think shoot for two weeks from today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, on that Monday of that week, if you come in and say, you got a mess, it's gonna take longer to do that.
So
All
2
right.
weeks would be.
And I think it's all best to kind of do it like at 11 or 11:15.
Yeah, the last item, yeah, it needs to be the last item, so we've got plenty of time.
More time.
Yeah.
It makes it easier.
So it's from today, so. One. It would be April. Actually, April 9th. Looks like.
No, April 2nd.
Or is it the second? No, let's see here. March? This, oh yeah, the second, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Easter. Right, that's true. So March, so April 2nd,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
Okay.
Then,
Well, it'll delay a few more minutes, it'll be great just by lunch.
Well, I've got an appointment here in a half an hour, so got to count me out on that one.
okay. So it's a lot cheaper for steak and lobster for just us.
Yeah. I have to do that one. I'll have to do that one on my own today. Sorry.
All right, like I said, we just keep working on these things. But we need to keep it top of our head for the next 6 months at least, you know, well, rest of this year. All right.
Sorry, next discussion will be session.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
You want city county for, remember?
Right, I'll be, we'll see about that. I may or may not come.
Yeah, just a reminder.
I'm gonna go ahead and then make a motion to adjourn the March 19th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
Second.
So moved and seconded to adjourn the March 19th meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.